get to a certain level of society, in many cases, people believe that they're bulletproof and that they can do whatever they want. There is no consequence, nor will there be. And that is, look, there's
What do I say?
Hillary Clinton should have been prosecuted. Debbie Wasserman Schultz should have been prosecuted. But these things don't happen. And when they don't happen, then they take it to a level where it's again, like pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered.
That's what I'm saying. It's Icarus. I say fly, Icarus, fly.
Debbie
fly
Wasserman
to the
Schultz,
sun.
in lieu of not having to deal with Jen Perlman as a congressional candidate, now thinks that she can go out there and literally go to town.
Well, she
when
can.
it comes to insider trading.
She can.
There is nothing anybody can do to me. I am untouchable. I'll do whatever I want.
Okay. Also, by the way, in comparison, in the context of what Israel is doing and what Netanyahu's doing over there, if they can get away with doing that, nobody's looking at insider trading now.
Correct.
Like, I mean, that's small
Everyone's like
potatoes.
turning their
Who
eyes.
cares? It's not even. It doesn't even make the top 10.
But while that may not matter as much as we would like it to matter, we are 3 weeks from the election, and it is obvious that despite the endless amount of money that we all know, much like what happened in Ukraine, much like what's happening in Gaza, it is an endless spending machine because we have a broken system. And like in the electoral system, even if you know that there is no way that you can win, whether it's at the state level in Florida or the national level, as it would appear at this very moment for Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party, it doesn't matter. The money must move. The money must thrive because the consultant industrial complex is a real thing, especially in the Democratic Party. And nowhere was it more obvious than just a few days ago. The Democratic Party bragging, if you will, about the fact that they have spent now millions of dollars on an attack ad against Jill Stein. They actually decided that they're going to do an attack ad against Jill Stein.
So good, though. It's so good.
We'll comment on it.
Okay.
Here's the ad.
Jill Stein, Green Party candidate for president. So why are Trump's close allies helping her? Stein was key to Trump's 2016 wins in battleground states. She's not sorry she helped Trump win. That's why a vote for Stein is really a vote for Trump.
Imagine investing this kind of money to say a provable lie. Provable.
Doesn't matter. The people, the problem is it doesn't matter. The people that will listen to this were already voting for her anyway. This is in such an echo chamber that the people suffering from Trump derangement syndrome it's a very small group.
But it also goes to show you that two things are at play here. One, they really are afraid of Jill Stein and what she is capable of doing in the particular battleground states of Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Georgia, which it looks like it is actually having an effect in a pretty big way, mind you. At this point, my understanding is that Trump is pretty secure in Pennsylvania. And if that's the case, he's going to win. Because at what you're basically saying, and if you look at where all consistent polling is shown at this point, and of all the battleground states, Trump needs to hold North Carolina, he needs to flip Georgia, and if he flips Pennsylvania, that's the election. Because that's 51 electoral votes, which puts him at exactly 270.
First of all, I love that they're promoting Jill, because her getting any amount of airtime is good. It's the same thing. Like, people dislike Democrats that dislike Democrats. So them running this ad is only going to prompt people to go look up Jill Stein. And the people that don't have Trump derangement syndrome, this isn't what they care about anyway. The only people that are being sold by the anti-Trump thing are very privileged people.
I tell you, the Democrats, when you realize the lengths that they've gone to, the things that they have done, and it's everything. It's the way that Jen Perlman was cast aside by the little underlings here in South Florida in favor of sucking up to Wasserman Schultz, or the people who unfortunately were put, proverbially speaking, up against the wall, career-wise, socially speaking, because Wasserman Schultz rules with an iron fist. But it's everywhere. It's every little nuance that has come along the way, and I'll finish that thought after we finish it.
Jill Stein, I like her very much. You know why? She takes 100% from them.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Of course you did, you bimbo, because you got nothing else to say. Of course you did. Now, what's interesting is, and guys, by the way, And Jill Stein, I think, has laughed about this before. She's not that powerful that they make her out to be, but they're definitely helping. And I do think she can cost them a couple of key states for sure. She wasn't the reason in 16. Now what's next? Their next ad against Jill Stein, because when this doesn't land, because it really won't land, the next ad against Jill Stein, thanks, Chip, will have to do with her connection to Russia. The next attack ad against Jill Stein will paint her as friends with Putin, and they'll show the picture of her at a dinner or at a table with Putin and some other people, because, you know, somehow in this country, since we have no more roads and avenues of diplomacy, so we don't actually speak with adversaries anymore.
Well, it's funny you bring that up
Okay.
because as it turns out, and this is like I said, this is a two-part segment. And the point that I was going to make is it's not just about Wasserman Schultz here in South Florida, although I think that's a very good reflection of how bad things have gotten. It's the fact that the squad wasn't what they were supposed to be. You even said you didn't like the term. But the fact
No.
of the matter is they showed their hand. And as much as we have our differences with Jimmy Dore, Jimmy was 1,000% correct when we had the opportunity to force the vote. And we drew a lot of ire because we said on our show at the time, they absolutely should force the vote on Medicare for all. They had the votes to do it. Yeah, they're going to piss a lot of people off, and some of them are definitely going to get the ire thrown at them. But you would have had to put them on the floor of Congress saying, I don't support people's right to have health care. And they didn't do it because they're thinking about their career. And so what happened as a result? Nothing. But then Cori Bush is out of Congress. Jamal Bowman is out of Congress. And it's not because of the Republicans. It's because the Democrats came after them.
Right.
And it wasn't like they replaced them with moderate, non-corporate, simple-minded Democrats who are just going to walk the party line. No, they picked the biggest scum suckers that you could possibly find.
Well, you're leaving out the whole Israel lobby component of that, because that's not the reason that those people were specifically ousted, was specifically to put in an AIPAC tool.
1,000%. But these are pretty loathsome people. And it's also, it goes to show you that it's all interconnected. Corporate special interests are all interconnected in this mess. But it's kind of teetering at this point.
Yeah.
If you're asking people to support a party that literally spits in your face and thumbs you in the eye as hard as they can, but vote for us because Donald Trump is somehow going to be worse, that's not going to work anymore,
No.
especially not now.